Good morning, friends. This morning quote is: the only way to achieve the impossible is to believe it is possible. I repeat, the only way to achieve the impossible is to believe it is possible. Well, friends, there is no denying the fact that this idea serves as a core framework for psychological and behavioral transformation. Every individual needs to have psychological and behavioral changes, transformation. Psychological and behavioral transformation requires believing in oneself. Rather than being mere wishful thinking, belief acts as the foundational catalyst that changes how the human brain processes challenges, seeks solutions, and allocates energy. It is the human brain. So, the entire psychology of making something possible is to believe in the foundational catalyst that everything is possible, and that belief acts as the foundational catalyst that changes how the human brain processes challenges, seeks solutions, and allocates energy. The concept functions through distinct cognitive, behavioral, and neurological mechanisms. I repeat, the concept functions through distinct cognitive, behavioral, and neurological mechanisms. Let's talk about the first one, that is known as the psychological mechanism of belief. Ask, what is psychological mechanism of belief? If you go through the core ideas, you will find that disconstructing self-imposed limits. It is very important to remove the self, imposed limits. When you categorize a goal as impossible, your subconscious closes in that case. So belief removes this initial psychology. First of all, remove this initial psychological barrier, shifting your internal dialogue from why this cannot be done to how this can be done. Don't always put yourself this question that why this cannot be done. Rather, you ask question how this can be done. Because when you start asking your own conscience how this can be done, the positivity just starts, germinating your mind. And as soon as this positivity comes that how this can be done, the problem from impossible starts becoming possible. Activating cognitive processing. What is that cognitive processing? The human brain features a network called the reticular activating system, RAS. Reticular activity system, that is, the work of it is to filter information based on what we focus on, believing a goal achievable, primarily the RAS to notice resources, connecting it to opportunities that would otherwise be dismissed as irrelevant, back mind. So we should never allow our mind to conceive the idea that anything is impossible. There are, people in this world who start, always believing that yes, this is impossible. For instance, let us take the example of one of the facts that there are innumerable, life experiences everybody has got. We all have got the innumerable life experiences, and that suggests that our life is not having anything impossible. We have seen that we have started doing something really gigantic. When we start doing something gigantic, in the beginning it may seem that it is impossible, but the moment your psychological and behavioral changes start taking place, you start believing in yourself that yes, it is possible, and then you are turning that question, that's why this can't be done, into how this can be done. This positivity in your mind starts working very miraculously, and it changes your psychological concept, and you start working on it. There are thousands of examples in this world where the candidates who have been preparing for various competitive exams, sometimes they just their mind gets stuck into with the idea that now success in this field is not possible, but somehow they get motivated from their friend who has been successful in the fifth or fourth attempt. Then they also get inspired that if that person can be successful in the fourth attempt, why can't I try the third attempt? Only I have failed in the second attempt. So that person get inspired from his colleague, and he gets the idea and starts working with a strategy, and in the next step he becomes, in the next chance, next attempt, he becomes successful. All great work have been done with a lot of thinking and perception. The psychological and cognitive domain suggests that everything is possible only when you make it possible. You don't think that it can be possible, you just act as if it can be possible. So acting in that direction requires a lot of stamina, a lot of patience, a lot of planning. See, nothing in this world can be done without planning. You have to plan your strategy in such a way that the thing that seems to be impossible for you starts coming in your hand, and you start striding ahead without any hurdle. So you have to smoothen your way of success by bringing all the positive ideas into your mind and making a behavioral change. The transformation, behavioral transformation, means your mind always should be in a positive direction and should always conceive good ideas and should reject all those ideas which are futile, useless, and which have negative energy. How one can get energized, how one can become full of enthusiasm. In being enthusiastic requires a lot of zeal and gesture. You keep your heart always full of that happiness that someday or the other I am going to be on the peak of my success. I am going to be on the summit of success. I will never be disappointed. So when you think that you will never be disappointed, even when you are disappointed, you have the energy. So get energized and bring out some sort of resilience in your approach. When you start thinking, the fatigue grows when you start thinking that, well, this becomes impossible, this is going to be impossible. This makes you, and this inculcates a kind of fatigue in you, and you feel enthusiastically tired. Physically tired doesn't harm any person, but when you are behaviorally tired, when you are emotionally tired, when you are enthusiastically tired, it is very difficult to reach the destination of life. The goal of life has to be achieved with all the positive belief and all the behavioral goodness. Sometimes the people lose the lose heart and become, they don't have the resilience to come back. So learn to come back even when you have failed, because failure is just a lesson to be learned, and failures are the pillars of success. So friends, the quote suggests that the impossible, the only way to achieve impossible is to believe that it is possible. First you believe, first your thinking, your perception should be in a positive direction. Once you have taken into your mind that this is a very giant task, it's a very big competition. No competition is big. See, out of 20 lakhs people appearing for an exam, only 6 to 7 lakhs are competitive. All 14 lakhs people are on trial. They just appear because they have to appear. So thinking that they have to appear, they are not in competition. Those 6 lakhs are the competitives out of 20 lakhs. So out of those 6 lakhs, 1 to 2 lakhs are there who are really enthusiastic and determined, and they have zeal to come up and succeed in life. So your competition is only between those 1 lakhs people candidates. You are thinking that those 20 lakhs are huge, bulk of competitors. No. The real competitors are between 1 to 2 lakhs in any competitive exam. So you should never, get disappointment and despair. The despondence in life is the biggest hurdle. Once you get disappointed thinking that it is impossible, then it will never be possible. But once you make it possible, achieve it, make the task achievable by your effort. There have been a lot of examples when a huge project is being worked upon. The people who are associated with that project, they start initiating the work thinking that it will be very good and it will be done. See, has anyone ever thought that in Jammu Kashmir the Vande Bharat train will run with that very efficiency which we can see in plain area? There is a huge breeze. That breeze is a sea line, that it is going above certain height and then running beautifully and making and connecting those beautiful pilgrimage for the people of our country. Now the traveling to Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh and all other areas, or all those areas where our holy shrines are there, that has become very comfortable with the connectivity of train. No one has ever thought that this Vande Bharat train will connect Kanyakumari to Jammu and Kashmir, and it has connected. It has made the traveling easier. So can't we really say that something which once appeared to be impossible have been made possible with the effort and with the gigantic desire and enthusiasm of our government? Our railway department, our government has really worked in the last 20 years. They have worked miraculously and they have connected even small cities and big cities with those beautiful trains. And now we are on the verge of venturing into, bullet train. Not only that, so even the speed has increased. So the progress that once India has imagined, and it has once people have just thought impossible that these kind of trains can run through the tunnels of Jammu and Kashmir. They are running over the bridge, under the bridge. Just imagine that the trains which are running in the tunnel of those impossible and impossible railway tracks which once appeared to be impossible. So we human being have this enthusiasm and desire to do everything that is possible, and that is possible. Anything that we imagine and we just think and make into our plan and decide that we have to do. The progress of the country, gradually we are marching towards. There were very few airports in our country. Now we are having every small district is an airport, and there are so many international airports in our country. So we have been venturing into the gigantic network of air connectivity, and at the same time we are having internet connectivity, which is making our life easier. So everything that once appeared, that impossible for India, now India has made it possible and very much vibrant, that people can enjoy traveling with Vande Bharat train and all other beautiful trains connecting from Kanyakumari to Jammu and Kashmir and making our entire world a small, globe. We all, cities of our countries are connected with all the beautiful, trains and all the aerial services. All the airlines are connecting the beautiful cities. And even though we are having little bit cost, no doubt, we are paying little bit more money, but we are enjoying the comforts and we are saving time. This is very important. Saving time is very precious, and we are saving time. So they taking this example that how India has grown. See, similar way there's a personal growth also. When the nation will grow, you will have a personal growth also, and when there is a personal growth, it will add to the national growth. It will contribute to the national growth. Simultaneously, we are growing academically, technologically, economically, and we are contributing to the growth of the nation. So friends, when we are paying the tax, it never goes in vain. All the taxes that we are paying, it is being utilized for the developmental work. So our contribution cannot be undermined. It is for a good cause and for a greater cause. Even a poor person living in the interior area can sit in that train and can enjoy the traveling beautifully. Many of the remote villages in Uttar Pradesh have been connected with air services, and those people who once thought that they will never have the airport in and around their areas, now they are flying in aeroplanes from their own village because the airport is amidst their villages. Just imagine how the development has taken place. So definitely we are marching forward to becoming the third largest economy of the world. But it is only because of our willpower, our determination, and the perception that to achieve something impossible, we have to believe that it is possible. And that is what Edison believes. Thank you. Have a nice morning.